And today I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways to get business. This is just 5. There's lots of more that are either really cheap and free or they cost money. Not a lot of money, but you can. The highest thing I got on here is basically $300 a month. And that is one of the ways to get business. So, with that all being said, I just wanted to get on here and I wanted to share that with you. The 5 ways to get business that is either low cost, no cost, or it is just a matter of taking action. And that's what it's all about, is taking action. If you don't take action, it don't matter what I say. It don't matter what anybody else says. It's just about taking action. It's about sitting there and making sure that you will go and take action. That's what it really is about, taking action. All the 5 steps I have here are about taking action. And with that being said, I'm going to get here and I'm going to get started. So the very first one is Facebook. So you say, well, Jason, how does Facebook, am I going to make money? Well, I'm going to tell you how you're going to make money. First thing I want you to do is you need to make sure that you have a business page. And when I say making money on Facebook, the first thing I'm going to probably tell you to do is get out of the other groups on Facebook, because all they do is suck your time. And instead of taking that time and just going in there, you're better off getting on your page and start posting. That's right, posting. When I first started out, I would go live. I would go live on my personal page. I'd go live on my business page. I'd go live on my business page and share it out on my personal page. I'd go live on my business page and post it out into all my community groups. And when I mean all my community groups, I bet you I had 50 to 75 community groups around the Northern Kentucky, greater Cincinnati area. If it had a subdivision, I was in it. If it had a yard sale page, I was in it. If it had the moms group and I could get in it, I was in it. If it had anything like that, I got in those groups. And when I got in those groups, I didn't just spam all 50 at a time. I'd kind of set them up, and I would say, and once you start doing this a little bit, you realize that, hey, this group is not very active, so I delete that group. Or this group is really active. I want to make sure I'm in this group, and I want to make sure that I am giving information in there. I'm not selling every time I go in this group. I'm going in there, I'm suggesting things, I'm doing all kinds of things. And then what I do is, when I'm doing my lives, and I want you to do lives like all the time, not just, well, Jason, no, I don't like going live. I don't like getting in front of people. Well, guess what? You got to get in front of people. If you don't get in front of people, unless you're willing to open your wallet and pay lots of money out of other things, you will never. This is something that you have to do, is knock that and go and you got to get out there. At first I hated lives. I can go back and I can show you some of the lives. And yes, YouTube is another tool you can use for this, Russell, is, I did YouTube and my videos in my very first of YouTube, they sucked. I'm not going to lie. They sucked bad. So with that being said, Facebook is definitely something that you can do and get out there and do it. You just got to get out there and you got to do it. Now, but Jason, what do I need to post? Post, this is spring right now. Post spring tips. You don't even have to say nothing about pressure washing. Hey, did you know all these little black spots on your house? And show a house that has all these little black spots and what those little black spots are, and tell them what those black spots are. And, it's called shotgun fungus. And on this here, there isn't really nothing we can do for you. But the thing that you can do to keep this from getting worse is you got to go out there, and every 3 to 6 months, you need to go out there and turn that mulch. And when you do that, you won't get no more shotgun fungus. So that is something that you can do, and that way you do that. Look, there was a Facebook Live. I could have went on for 5 minutes right there, and I could have did it. And if anybody asked me any questions, guess what? I would have been like right there, and I could have said, "Oh yeah, Miss Jones, that is correct." That right there, and that is something that I think 100% that you can definitely get there. So in the comments, what is your best method of getting business? I just would like to know of just kind of what are you comfortable with, or what has been the best way that you have gotten business. And if you haven't gotten any business yet, tell me what you want to try to do to get business. So that is one way, is Facebook. Go live 3-4 times a week and just give information. Does it feel funny? Do you get made fun of? Yes. Does it feed your family? Yes, 100%. When I did it, I was at the firehouse and everybody made fun of me and whatever. But you know what? It fed my family. I don't care what other people think. That is definitely something that you have to, you can't worry what other people think. And that is definitely something that is one thing that you will have to overcome is you will have to overcome the negative. And again, a lot of it has to do with it up here in your mind, people telling you. And here's the thing, if you're around people that are negative, get away from them. Try to find that group of people that you can go to and embrace you and encourage you and help you move forward. Those are the type of people you want to be around. All right, so Facebook, go live, go into the groups, share that kind of stuff. You can do it on your business page, do it on your personal page, everything like that. So, number 2, and I've seen it, a bunch of people up here are hitting it, is signs. That is the most expensive one on this list right now, is signs. Signs. But Jason, I'm not allowed to. They pull them out. Okay, put them back in. That's what I did. I knew my signs would only last 2 to 3 days. So I'd put them out on Friday and they'd be probably pulled out by Monday or Tuesday. Not always, but most of them would be pulled out. So you know what I did next Friday? I went and put another 25 signs out. Put another 25 signs out. So if you want to grow your business, and I understand there is some locations that they're going to give you a phone call and say, if you do another sign, it's $100 per fine. Don't put them in that city. Don't do it at that point. But with that being said, if there's other cities around that city that you can go put signs in, go put signs out there. Who cares if this city don't want them? I'm going to go out here, because that's what I hear a lot of times. But Jason, I'm not allowed to put signs. I've been told one time. Okay, one time? That it? So if I tell you one time that you're just going to quit? I mean, come on, guys. You got to get out there, and you got to just get out there and do it, man. You got to get out there and put those signs out. Signs are a great way. What do I need on my signs? Well, best thing for a sign is large service, one service, and a large phone number, and maybe a little bitty web address on the bottom. But signs are the way to get out there and get it up. Can you get a permit for signs? Probably not. Most people don't care for them and they don't want them. So let me move this down here out of my face. So that is something that, and then I like this one here. When I get them, I'm putting them up high. And you don't even have to be real high. Just be high enough where they can't pull them down, and they actually got to use them. And that works good. I know there was a painter here that was putting on $169 painting ones. And I'm like, dude, you are way cheap on pressure washing. But they put them up everywhere on them poles and stuff, and they stuck around. There's a guy that has a lot of stone people building stone walls and stuff. And that's another thing on doing it. So signs are a great way. And I have a video of how to put them up high. It is, I don't remember what that video was. I'm going to turn something down here so I don't have that up there so long. Nope, that's wrong. 30 seconds. All right. So that way my signs up here aren't so long. So with that, that is what it is. So signs are a great way to do it. This is something that you can, I would about bet you could do $50,000 to $75,000 in 1 year if you just did signs alone and you did your Google My Business and signs. Those two things would make you close to 50,000 or more. You know how I know? Because DJ's about done it on that right there. Signs, and he has spent no money on anything else other than signs and the other Google My Business. All right, so signs, Google My Business. The next things are all free, but you have to take action. If you don't take action, these next ones don't work, and they're not, and it's not hard. It's just you have to take action on these. So the one is phone calls. Now, if you're just starting in business, these three are kind of going to be a little bit tougher, but not necessarily. Phone calls. You can call past customers. Hey, Miss Jones, it's spring, right around the corner. We're starting to book up. Would you like for us to get you on the schedule? Call our past customers. Just let them know that, we're not really bugging them and we're just here to let you know that spring is here and we are ready to clean all your exterior needs. So call your past customers. The next thing you can do is call places that that are dirty. You could call HOAs, and you could call apartment complexes, and you can call all these people, and you can just say, hey, I'm Jason Guyman. I'm here. I'm just letting you know I do pressure washing, and if you need any help getting any bids done, let me know, and that way I will be able to help you get it done. So that is another way you can do it. So call our past customers and call people that didn't close. If you had people in the fall and they didn't close and they didn't get it done, they probably still didn't get it done. So call them back again and say, hey, I know you got a bid in the fall. I'm just making sure, I'm just checking in. And basically, it's really good to go down and call all your past members and do it in the spring. Right now is a great time to do it. We're not busy yet. We still got stupid weather coming and going. We're at 51 day and 30 the next. So who knows what Cincinnati weather is going to bring. So that is something that you just have to look at and get it done. All right. So the next one is send emails. So this is how we got a lot of work. So I actually joined the Greater Cincinnati Apartment Association. And with that, you got their email list of all the apartment complexes in the Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. And with that, I would send, that list once a month. And when I would send them, when I would send this list, I would send that list about, I wouldn't make this big long email. I do this, and this. No, we want to make it real simple, real short, real simple, real, hey, just letting you know it's springtime. If you need any gutter cleaning, here's my information. Hey, I know it's getting budget time. If you need any power washing, let me know. That way I can, I can help you out. Hey, it's fall. You need gutter cleaning or anything cleaning, let me know. That is where we're going to go. So you can also buy these lists. You can buy lists of property managers. You can buy lists of realtors. If you're halfway got a brain, you can go get these lists off the internet. The problem even with the property managers is a lot of times they change hands a lot. So this year it might be this property manager. Next year it might not even be, that person might not even be there no more. So that is something that you have to look at and get it done as when it comes to that. So with the property managers, the good thing about property managers is you make a lot of money off property managers. The 1 year right before we sold 2017, I made it was like 125,000 off of one customer. 125,000 off of one customer. So, that was 4 or 5 apartment complexes, but that's what we got good at. And that's why I went and hit them hard. I hit them hard, hit them hard, hit them hard. In fact, I was talking here on the phone a couple weeks ago, and it's just like Eric here said, that was the bread and butter was the property managers. Property managers are a great way. Now, here's the thing that you got to deal with property managers. $125,000 is real nice, but you don't get that money right away. Sometimes you might wait 30 days, 45 days, and so you're sitting on a $10,000 check, a $15,000 check. And with that being said is, it makes it tough on, you got to have cash flow. And that's why residential is a great thing to keep that cash flow going, to be able to pay your guys, to be able to get all that stuff and working and that kind of thing. So with that, so that was send emails. We can send them to, again, we're going to send them to past clients. I use Responsibid. When I had the business, Responsibid was my friend. I set it up. I have all those email sequences in there. If you want to look at Responsibid and get a discount off of the code, you will go down into my description, and it's pressurewashhelp.com/Responsibid. And it will give you, I think it's a $200 discount. It's either a $100 or $200 discount. So that is down there in the bottom. All right. And then the last one is boots on the ground. Go out there knocking on doors, go out there giving unsolicited bids, that kind of thing. So I'm going to tell you a story about a lady that when I first started, we went there and knocked on this apartment complex. It's not in the best part of the hood. And she's like, man, I needed you. I paid somebody way too much, and I needed somebody that's better than you. He's like, the last person came here was all slick Willie and in a big car, a big high dollar car, big BMW, and it was all in a suit and tie and all this stuff. And I knew who they are. They still in business. But and that's not what she wanted. She wanted us. So guess what? Every year she would probably give us anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 worth of work. We did our gutters twice a year. We did all the roofs. We did all the buildings over the time. And here's the reason why a lot of these people have to get this done. This isn't something that is want to get it done. A lot of these apartment complexes have to get them done. If they take HUD and HUD comes in and inspects them, they have to get them clean, and they have to keep them clean. And so this is something that you want to look at of why this is a great thing about it is that is how you get that kind of stuff, is because they have to keep it clean. If they don't keep it clean, they lose their HUD money, and then that's a bad thing. That's a bad day for them. And if they fail their inspection, guess what? They're going to get it clean really fast. And that's another reason why we want to keep sending these people emails, because if they fail their inspection and when they see our emails keep coming through, they're going to be like, hey, I know of a pressure washer, and I need to go find that pressure washer out. So with that being said, those are my 5 tips. Facebook Live. Again, if you have any questions while I'm here, please ask, and I will get to them once I get through here. But Facebook Live, go live, go live, go live, go live. If you don't like it, go live anyway. Eventually, you'll like it. When you figure out that that's bringing in your money, you'll start liking it even more. So go live. The next thing, and don't just spam it, just go live, talk about, little tips here, spring tips there, you can talk about soft washing and the importance of it and all that great stuff. So that is something that you can do. So Facebook Live. The next thing is put out your signs. Signs everywhere. Signs work great. The next thing is call phone numbers or call people on the phone. This is a great time to do that. You're not real busy. You're trying to get that done. Send emails and get out knocking on doors on property manager. And you don't even have to be apartment associations. If you know where a dirty building is and it looks ugly, go give them a card. Go say, hey, I just letting you know here that I'm doing this, and just go talk to them. And sometimes it's not the easiest to go find the property managers, especially you trying to get through the gatekeepers. The gatekeeper won't let you always get to the person you need to talk to. So you just kind of got to figure out how to talk to the gate people. Send letters that are in colored envelopes. There's all different kinds of ways to be able to do that, and to be able to get in there. But again, that is some ways that you can do it. All right, so I'm going to go down through here. I know I got a lot of comments. In fact, I might just skip through a bunch of these, but we'll see what we got here. I created a Facebook page, had a website, created professionally, bought a ton of marketing materials from Devin at Power Wash and Nextdoor app. So websites are nice, but a website ain't going to get you business right off the bat. Guarantee it. You got to remember that a lot of people have been pressure washing. A lot of people have been paying money to do that. So I know websites and people will try to push website. But just remember, just because you pay $1,000, $500, $3,000, $5,000 for a website isn't going to just throw you right up to the top. In fact, it's going to take a lot of hard. If you're in a halfway decent area that's got some competition, good luck on that. That is something that is going to take some time to get it up there. How can you stay focused and read people's comments? You're a champ. I actually got a nice little screen right here that allows my comments to come through as I'm doing it. But it's taken me some time to be able to do it, because when I used to do lives, I'd be like, as I'm trying to talk, and then I would get a little sidetracked. So when I get them, I'm putting them up high. I love when he reads the comments and laughs. Thanks. Can you get a permit for signs? I don't know if you can, to be honest. I really don't know. I'm thinking about buying, what metal stakes you buy with signs. I'm thinking about buying small signs with 15-inch, putting them near stop signs. Buy big signs. Buy the 18 by 24. Go to pressurewashhelp.com/get signs. There you will find where you can get signs. For the big signs, they come with, I thought I had a sign went up there, but I don't. I mean, you get one. They come with the stakes, the tall stakes. The biggest thing is you gotta get big signs, because you got to remember of when you come to a stop sign and stop, if you got a little bitty sign, you can't read it. You need a big sign, big letters, so that way people can read it. I know some people want to be, save $100 and get the smaller ones, but in the end, you really not help saving yourself. So get the big signs. My employer insists on me making pressure wash roofs and decks. What do I do? My employer insists on making me pressure wash roofs and decks. What do I do? You do what he says. If he wants to pay the insurance claims, that's what you do. If he's not smarter than that, that's what you do. Is it much competition? A lot of people. Is it too much competition? A lot of cheap people pressure washing houses. Again, I've talked about this, and I'm going to talk about it some more. People that sit there and think that I can't make money because there's just too much competition. That's an excuse. That's a mindset excuse, and that is a negative excuse. Here's the thing about it. Right now, Pressure Wash Cincinnati is over $300 for the start of a house wash. They did $1 million in 2019. $1 million. Now, I understand that's Christmas lights and pressure washing, but they still did $1 million in pressure washing and Christmas lights. Now, let's go again. So I know that there's another contractor that services the greater Cincinnati area, and he made over $450,000. There's another contractor in northern Kentucky, and he did over $150,000. There's another contractor that does the greater Cincinnati, and he did over $450,000. Then I haven't even got to the cheap guys yet. We got another big contractor. I don't even know what they do. TNT, they probably do a couple $1,000,000. Now they do a lot of fleet washing and that kind of thing, but still, it's way ballpark. I wouldn't even want to guess what they know, how much they make. It's a lot. So them are just that right there. Then I got the guy that always likes to complain about me that says, I'm just giving all this information away and you're just killing me and I can't make money. Well, you know why he can't make money? Because he don't know how to do marketing. He don't know how to do marketing. And that's what it comes down to. He tries to be cheap. He don't want to spend no money. And that's why he can't get business. Can you get money doing Facebook? He tries to do all his business on Facebook free groups. That's the only way he doesn't do no other marketing. And he's always complaining that I can't make no money. There ain't no money in it. Blah, 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 blah. You know what most of the time it is answer your phone. If you're paying money to get your phone to ring, answer it. Answer your phone. If you don't answer your phone, nobody else is going to answer it. Actually, if you don't answer your phone, the next person on the list is going to answer the phone. So answer your phone. That is very important. Answer your phone. Get out of the mindset that there ain't no money in it. Because here's the thing, other than Florida, which is really saturated, the good thing about other than everywhere else is you have this thing called winter. And if you don't make enough money through the 9-10 months out of the year, you're going to go out of business because you're not going to make it through those 2-3 months. So you got to make enough money to make it through all year. So that's why you can't charge $99, and the $99 guy is eventually going to go out of sale. Not only that, the $99 customer is not your customer. You don't want the $99 customer. You want the $500 customer. You want the $1,000 customer. You want the $1,500 customer or the $2,000 customer. Then you can let the $99 guy have that. You don't want that because if they're not willing to pay more than that, you don't want that customer in the first place. That is not your customer. You got to get in this mindset that is not my customer. I'm not going for that customer, and I don't want that customer. That customer are the customers that are the worst customers ever. They will be the ones that will complain and B word and all that other stuff. That is what that customer will. That little cheap customer are the worst customers ever, period. I know it for a fact because I've done it myself and I know how they complain more than anybody else. The cheap customers are the worst customers. They want it the most perfect. And when you say, well, you didn't pay for that, then they want to sit there. Now, is there a business model on that $99 guy? Maybe. He might make more money than you do at being the $300 guy. Because if you're smart, and there's a lot of businesses. John Tornabini actually just talked about the 3 cent concrete guy for cleaning parking garages. And you say, well, how does that work? Well, I'm going to give you the instance on parking garage. So on a parking garage, he's probably more expensive. He's way more expensive. But there's people out there that will clean parking garages for 3 to 5 cents a square foot. But that's not all they do. They do valet parking. They do valet parking. They do striping. They do all these other services. And when they can get in with just the 3 cent that, you get in on the $99 house wash, and then you charge $300 for the deck. And then you charge $700 for the roof. And then you charge another $200 on the driveway. So when people say $99 guy, hey, that $99 guy still might be making more money than you do because he's getting in there on the $99 house wash and upselling. Have you ever had your carpets cleaned and they have the little deal of 3 rooms for $75? And when you're done, you paid $200 because they upsold you all the other crap? Carpet cleaners do it every day. Carpet cleaners do it all the time. All the time. So people say, well, $99 guy. Don't worry about the $99 guy. You know, it goes back to the mindset. When you are thinking negative about the $99 guy, you think negative. Think positive. Well, hey, good for that $99 guy. How can I do better than that? You know, what in my mind can I do that? You got to remember, your mind is an amazing thing. It can do amazing stuff. You know, and going back down the road is what I was talking about earlier. Cincinnati, in this greater Cincinnati area, it's one of the poorest places in the country. If you look at our average household income, it's one of the lowers in the 50 states. It's not very high. So I don't want to hear about the $99 guy. I did $1 million in 2017, and in 2019, it did another $1 million. I don't want to hear about $99 guy. $99 guy is he's got his own customers. And again, we don't want those customers. We want the high dollar customers. And like I say, there's a business model for both. I'm not saying that there isn't, but don't worry about the $99 guy. Letter your vehicle and park in a higher end grocery store. This can work. I know some people that do it. Calm down. You need to take your. I know I'm losing my. Hopefully, I don't lose my voice by tomorrow. So, talking about tomorrow. Tomorrow is headed to Atlanta. That's right. DJ, he just commented down here, and I are headed to Atlanta for Washathon. Who is headed to Washathon also? With that being said, I do have 2 proportioner valves, 2 metering valves. If anybody wants them, they are the good valves. They will be $550. I'm bringing them down with me if somebody wants to buy them. They're already made and put together, and you won't have to pay shipping, or I won't have to pay shipping or nothing like that. So they are $550. They are the good valves, and they're already put together, and I am taking them with me. So I will be having those with me. And I have some T-shirts to give away. So make sure you are ready to go on that. So I'm going to give you a hint of if you're headed to there. If you are in my membership, you will get a free T-shirt, probably, unless there's 40 people and you all are in my membership. Then I might be doing that. But again, if you missed Washathon, I got another great thing. Is pressurewashhelp.com/training. I only have a few spots left. So it's I'm pretty sure it's gonna sell out just like Washathon did. Again, that's not what I wanted. That's YouTube. In-person training right here. If you go to the in-person training, I'm actually got we are going to be at the Hilton, and it's the Cincinnati Airport Hilton. It's actually in Florence, Kentucky. So if you ever fly in, that is where my classes are going to be. The morning class will be, and then we will drive to 2 different houses. Washathon, we're only washing one with 40 people. With Jason in live person, we will wash 2 houses. We will wash 1 roof. And actually, when I say we, I must have a mouse. You all, whoever attends, will wash 2 houses. I will wash 1 roof because I don't let people up on roofs on my dime here. So that is something that I will show you how it's done and everything like that. And that way you can get there. I only have a few spots left. Right now it's at the Hilton. They said that they will give me a discount rate. Right now the rooms are like right at $100 a night. But I think I can get a little bit of a discount. I'm still working on the room, but I did get the room secured for me down that Friday and Saturday. It's March 20th and 21st, and it will be a great time. Hopefully it won't be too cold, and we go over a lot. I've actually added a boatload of stuff to my slides for going to Washathon, and a lot of those slides I will be using again when I come back here. So again, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training, and you will find that there. All right, let me get back here to questions. I know I kind of got on a tangent there. Sorry. Let's see. Most of the window cleaners, do you have plenty of front and sidewalks to clean? Most of the window commercial cleaning, do you have? Hey, and this is something that I did even as pressure washers. I did a bunch up in the higher neighborhoods that we went and cleaned all the freaking all that kind of stuff. We do 200-yard signs, 200-yard signs a week. That's a lot of freaking signs. But I have a question. Can you tell me how would you measure two-story house roofs? Everybody's saying roof with one-story house is not the same size roof like a two-story. That is 200. First off, 200 signs a week. 200 signs weeks. We do 200-yard signs a week. I don't know if you're doing it a month, a week. You're saying weeks. I'm assuming a week. If you do 200-yard signs a week, that's a lot of freaking signs. That's incredible is what that is. Even 200 signs a month is incredible. So on roof cleaning that is true. A two-story house say if you have a will you broadcast live? I will broadcast some. I am planning on broadcasting some. I'm going to do some. I also plan on doing some stories while I'm there, some 1-minute story. So it is true that if you have a 3,000 square foot house that is one story, and if you have a 3,000 square foot that is two story, the two story is half the roof that the one story is. So yes, it is smaller, but you are taking more of a risk to go up on that second story. So I charged this thing at 3,000 square foot, whether it was one story or two story. And I used half the chemical on the two story than I do the one story. But I'm taking more of a risk to climb up there and to have a chance of falling off two stories and dying versus falling off of a one story and not dying. So that is kind of how I did that. But again, that is something that, you have to just watch and do that. Ricky, I see you watching Jason and Bobby. Oh, is Bobby on too? Always absorbing information. I like pollen. What is your favorite CRM to use at affordable price? If you're talking affordable price, what's affordable? There's a lot, if you like Customer Factor is probably your most affordable one. It does a lot of the bells and whistles. You can about do everything with it. It's just kind of clunky. I've heard that they changed the interface a little bit here recently, so I don't know if it's as clunky as it used to be. It used to be real clunky. It was real not user friendly at all. There's all kinds of different ones you can use. Honestly, if you were just starting out, I would really use Responsibid. I know it's $169 and it's not really a CRM, but that's what I would use. And the reason why I would use that and I would use an Excel sheet to send out my invoices. That's how I would do it. And the reason why I would do it that way is Responsibid is really not Responsibid is great for selling the packages and upselling that way, and the follow-up. The follow-up game is on target. You can follow up for 3-4 years down the road, and I would highly recommend you follow up with every customer 3-4 years down the road. Even if they told you to go pound salt, still follow up with them. Let's see. Even Walmarts have plenty. We have done them. Plenty of stores all over the place. Yeah, and the biggest thing with Walmart is they're kind of, I don't know. Curtis, take payments and schedule them. People like the word free. Throw simple work in it. It does get jobs. The problem with free is, again, a lot of times if you go free, then you do them seems like those are always the jobs that go wrong, and you do something and try to be a little extra, those are the things that always goes wrong. And you're like, daggone it, why did I even open my mouth on that? Property managers places are bread and butter. Yes, sir, Eric. Them are a great honey holes. Do it make them pay $25 with a credit card to hold their spot? You can do that. Again, 30 to 90 days is what you're going to wait on those. That's the only bad thing about that. How do you want to bid? Oh, I don't know what that question was. I want one job from next door. Business sign. Okay, so these are some ways people were getting jobs. Business signs, cards, brochures. You recommend where to get them. You can get a lot of that stuff at where I was mentioning, get pressurewashhelp.com/get signs. All right, I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom because scroll up here a little bit. Most people, customers like words that have premium and platinum on packages. A lot of them do, and you can do premium, you can do you can do gold, you can do silver, you can do all different kinds of things. Make something special to you. Make it your branding. That's something else you can do. You can make it your branding, and that means you can use super duper words. That is something that you got to just do and make it happen. That's just something that can be you. I thought the hardest thing would be getting work. Nope. Way more work than we can handle. Problem is systems and workers. Now, Benjamin Baker is a guy that has been very successful, and you are correct. At first, it usually is the hardest thing to do is to get work. But once you know how to get work, then the next thing is the hardest thing is to get good workers and to put systems in place, and that systems that will actually work, and systems that will work together, and systems that you don't have to sit there and make sure that the system is working. Because what I see a lot of times, and what kept me from growing, where I really would have liked to, is I don't trust nobody. And I understand a lot of times you can't trust nobody. And I always thought nobody could do it as good as me. But once I got off the truck, that was the best thing I could have ever did for my business. Because, I was focusing on $20 an hour jobs or $20 an hour tasks when I really need to be focusing on $1,000 task. And you say, well, what do you mean $1,000 task? So I can pay somebody $20 an hour and do that. So if I'm doing that, that means I'm making $20 an hour. If I'm working on $1,000 task, that might be sending that one email out to that property manager that we get $10,000 for 10 hours. There's $1,000 an hour job. There it is right there. Or maybe it's me thinking of a great landing page that will make us $100,000. And if I'm working on the truck spraying water, I'm not working on my business to try to make it better. So that is what, some people, they'll do Facebook Live all the time. And I'm like, okay, you're doing Facebook Live all the time. What just happens at Facebook Live a lot of times? They're gone within a day or two. So that might be $100 or a $200 job that you got from Facebook. So with that being said, going live, and I know I even said go live here, but, that is something that is on the low end scale. I want to work on things that are going to make $1,000 an hour. I'm going to work on things that are going to make $10,000. If I'm working on the things that make $10,000, is it going to be $10,000 right there, right now? No. But what if that landing page, I tweak it and it makes $1,000? It makes $150,000. But I would have never worked on that landing page because I was on the $20 an hour job of sitting on the truck. So when you get off that truck, that is when you can really start making money. You get off that truck, that is when you can really start focusing your brain and letting it do its real thing of what you need to get done with. And I understand a lot of guys on here are new, and I understand that's way left field ballpark. But I know I got some guys on here that are doing well, and that's why I wanted to mention that. You got to focus. Coming off that truck, you got to focus on the things that are going to make you lots of money. And it's not about making lots of money. It's really not about making lots of money. It's really about taking care of our guys. It's really about, if I'm working on a $20 an hour task and I'm not working on the $1,000 job task, nobody's making money because I'm making $20 an hour and my helper is making nothing. So this is something that you really got to focus and look. Now, I'm not saying you can't just jump off the truck and think that it's going to work, because it's not going to work that way. You kind of got to learn it as you go. This is not a business that you can just, most of us in this room, the 60 people I got in here, the 1,000 people that'll watch this video, most of us are not that type of person that is a business minded person. It just, I wasn't naturally business minded, and I knew everything I knew. If I knew everything I knew now that I did when I first started, I would have been at $1 million my first year. But I didn't know everything. So I had to learn the steps to get there. And the way to learn the steps is you kind of got to learn by hard knocks, and it takes time to get there. A big business, here's the problem with people growing really fast. A lot of times they grow real fast, they will fail because they haven't learned the individual systems that need to be in place to make sure that you're successful. And that right there is what you got to do. Jason just don't care about the $99 guys. Someone check his BP. Everybody take a shot. Is there ever a wash-a-thon near Cleveland, Ohio? There will be a Jason-a-thon at pressurewashhelp.com/in-person, and it's on the other side of Cleveland at the bottom of Ohio at the CVG Hilton down at Cincinnati. There goes the fire truck. It ain't for my house, so that's good. Can I use 4x6 postcards for clips? I'm not even going to get on that. My blood pressure's up enough for that. So, on the membership, will you have the class you taught at Wash-a-thon? Probably not. We are keeping everything kind of at Wash-a-thon. It's kind of been the unwritten rule of if it's at Wash-a-thon, it's staying at Wash-a-thon. Because we had kind of promised the 40 people that will be there that it will stay at Wash-a-thon. Will I do some stuff and do short clips of Wash-a-thon? Absolutely. I will get lots of video. I will probably be doing some stories. So if you watch my on my YouTube, you'll see some of our stories. Actually, I'm going to kind of document it as I go. When we leave tomorrow, I'm going to start doing some story clips, and I'm going to kind of I'm going to play with stories. I just learned about stories a bunch here lately, and I want to try and see if I can play with it some more. So I will, like I say, I will be doing some clips from there. Will you explain customer acquisition cost? Is this the ad spend, discount, wages, or what? So the acquisition cost, how much does it cost to get a customer is basically what acquisition cost is. And actually I just learned about this a little while ago, or the other day. Actually, what does return on investment mean? A lot of people think that return on investment means just the money that we spend on ads. And in reality, that's not, say I spend $1,000 on ads, and that, I spend $1,000 on ads. And so what is my return on investment on that? Actually, we got more into it than just $1,000. We got our electric, we got everything that runs a business. So, there's lots of factors in this stuff that actually at the end of it can be there. And actually, It was a podcast I listened to. I believe it was last week. Social Media Examiner podcast with Michael Stelzner. Go check it out. It was 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, and he kind of breaks down the whole. They break down the whole thing about how much what ROI is and all that kind of stuff. Social Media Marketing Examiner is a great podcast to listen to with Mike Stelzner. It's not just about social media. He talks about YouTube. He talks about all the different things. So it's a great podcast to listen to. Yes, 200 signs in 1 week. Black, white. Of course, one stupid yard sign going to pay another 150 yard signs. And again and again. This is how you grow a business. 200 yard signs. I would challenge anybody out there that could put up 200 yard signs and see what happens to you in a week. That's a lot. That you are plastering yard signs everywhere. And if you do set here, set there, you will have yards. Everybody will know who you are. What's your best concrete surface cleaning solution for removing used oil stains? Good luck. You're not going to get them all the way up, period. You can try any type of degreaser heat. You're never going to get it all the way out. You will never get the stain all the way out. You'll get the oil up, but you'll never get the stain out of it. My company is washing. I was thinking if naming my packages after different Greek gods, and that's exactly what you can do. You know, make it something. My pleasure. What is my pleasure? That's Chick-fil-A's little slogan. If you say it, they did a viral freaking video. They did a viral freaking video, and it said the only way you knew it was Chick-fil-A is in one place. They said my pleasure. And, you know, it's all about primal branding. If you go look up primal branding, you can get the book. And basically that is what you're working on is primal. You're branding yourself to, you're not just, you know, people say, oh, look at my logo, I'm branded. A logo don't mean crap. You know, that is not something that is means anything. Good work is not cheap. Cheap work is not good. That's right. Thumbs up. I don't know. Hey, Benjamin Baker, congratulations on the new kid. Yep, I did see that. Congratulations. Nope, that's not Benjamin Baker. He didn't have a new kid. I don't think so. You're thinking of another Benjamin. I'm paying on just marketing alone $700. Yep. Who are you using to paying $700? My company is Newton, so I've given some similar thought on the thing. The other thing about commercial is once you're done a large names around town, other businesses know their names and will hire you just because of who you work for. Hard to start, easy growth. And that is true. That is true. And that is something that I did quite a bit. And the best way I got started in it is join the apartment association, the Northern Kentucky Greater Cincinnati Apartment Association. Go check and see that in your local area, you probably have or somewhere close to there is an apartment association. A lot of those apartment associations are in there. So that is something that you definitely want to do. Jason, have you think about getting contracts with construction companies like big parking decks, buildings, and etc.? I did do a lot of apartment or big buildings. I've only done a few parking garages. I haven't done too many parking garages. I charge too much for parking garages. A lot of these guys that do the parking garages specialize in the parking garages, and they can knock that stuff out fast. And that's not what we specialized in. How cheap can I get 300 signs for? Well, you can get 100 signs for $300, so you're probably looking about that. $159. $159 for signs and 15 steaks. Do you have to have workers' comp to do any sort of commercial work? If you have employees, you have to have workers' comp on these jobs. Unless, and even if you're by yourself, a lot of times you will have to sign an affidavit saying that you will not basically sue this company. So if you don't have an affidavit, then you will have to do that. But if you have employees, if you have helpers, you will have to have workers' comp for that stuff. Hey, Jason, where would you find the thumbs up button if they wanted to show you some love for all of this free info? Looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta. Mike Evans. I believe it's underneath. I'm not 100% sure. 13 people's found it. I don't know because I don't watch where it is exactly. I ordered a soft wash system from Southeast. What else can I add to a package besides house wash and roof with soft wash? You can do some concrete. You're nuking the crap out of it. That's the only issue with it. You will be nuking it. But that's vinyl fencing. You can do vinyl fencing. You can do, that's about it, though. The decks, you really probably need more pressure than what you're getting from there. The biggest hurdle in my future is potential walking away from a great full-time job to running my business full-time. Is that a hurdle? I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Did you start legitly or did you just wing it at first? I did start up my company first. I got insurance after about 2 months of doing it. And I did a lot, let me see. I'll show you my first rig here. I think I can show it to you. This was my first rig build that I did. Let me see if I can make that bigger so that I can actually see it. Watch it not go over there now. This was right here was my first rig build. I had, let's see if it'll actually show it. Let me move my big head here. Right here is my first rig build. Right here is a 1,000 or 500-gallon tank that my dad had because we used to live in a house that didn't have running water. We had to buy it had a cistern and we ran water. So I got that for free. This here was a unit right here that I paid $1,000 for this hot water unit. The coil was bad. I had to replace the coil. That was $500. So I had $1,500 just in that unit. This unit right here was a 4-gallon, 4-minute machine. This here was a 4-gallon, 4-minute machine. When I bought this trailer, it came with 2 lawnmowers. So I paid $400 for this trailer and 2 lawnmowers. The one lawnmower didn't work. They were both riding lawnmowers. The one lawnmower didn't work and the other lawnmower needed work. And between the two, I made one good lawnmower and I traded straight up for this pressure washer right here. So I didn't have no money into that. So I did buy the 2 reels. And I also bought a soft wash system used from a dude that was about 2 hours away. And that's what this thing right here is. And I bought a surface cleaner. And I bought this van so I had a little over, right at about $2,000 invested in this machine, this unit right here that I started with. But it looks pretty good for starting out. With this van I had bought about 2 years earlier, I gave $2,000 for it. No, I only gave $1,500 for it, but I actually used it for I actually used it for a business for working on fire trucks. So this was my first rig right here. It made probably almost $100,000 in 2 years. And then what happened is, and this is why Jason Guyman is such against big. You got to have these big buffer tanks. I'll tell you why. Because I only hauled water in this stupid thing one time, and when I did, the transmission went out of my truck. So guess what? You don't need big freaking stuff. All it does is kill stuff. So, hey, if you want to know about more about pressure washing, go to pressurewashhelp.com/training. I didn't mean to click on that slide, but while I'm here, I might as well talk about it, right? Go to pressurewashhelp.com/training. I'm adding stuff in there. I will add more stuff. That might be where you might see my class in Washathon. You might get to see it there, maybe. If you have any questions, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/askjason or ask, and I will get there. I got quite a bit of, I knocked a bunch of them out, and that is something that I've done here. All right. So that was talking about, did you start legit? Do customers need to sign anything if you are filming on their property? So and I actually have it in there. I believe it's in there. I think it was still in there. I actually had a clause in there that said we will be filming in that. Now, some places don't want, I was actually getting ready to go film a well-known person, and it was actually for Benjamin from Pro Wash here in Northern Kentucky. And it was for Mike Fink, or not Mike Fink, Ruby. It was Jeff Ruby. And they're like, no, you're not coming in and doing a composite deck and filming. That's a no-no. So that is what happened. Just back out of the chat and like. Oh, okay. That was a joke. Only 15 show love. Jason, please, if you're going to have time, could you add some videos into your membership about to set up ResponsiBid? Another thing, having troubles to understand email addresses over the phone. Another thing, having troubles. Okay, so, okay. I do have the email list, or the emails that I sent out. That is one thing in there. But what I may do is subscribe for a month or something, or see if I'll go in there and actually do some videos of how to set it up. Getting emails over phone is something that can be difficult. Sometimes you don't always hear what they're saying. Sometimes, and this happens all the time. In fact, the best way to make sure that this is not happening is call. We set up a call the next day. So if we put out a bid today on Monday, we actually had ResponsiBid say, hey, to our admin, hey, you need to call this person and let them make sure to get that quote and see if you can get them closed. And what we found out is 3 out of 10 people was never getting their email. Whether we spelled it wrong, whether it went to spam, or they just didn't open it because they didn't know who it was from. So 3 out of 10 never even got their email. So what we did is, that's why we started calling on that next day. We would actually call the next day and say, hey, you got a bid yesterday, that kind of thing. That is what you want to do. So, and yes, ResponsiBid will help you set it up, but if you want to add different steps, they only help you so much. Curtis, until you quit your job full-time, your success will always have a glass ceiling. I know it was the hardest thing and most difficult decision. Absolutely freedom. Benjamin Baker is killing it, guys. Worker compensation exception is available in my state if you have 5 employees. Check with yours. The issue with that is somebody gets hurt on somebody's property, they can have everybody's tail. Jason, why don't pressure washers use rollovers? I don't know. Can you do a roof wash with a J-rod tip? Yes, you can. Absolutely can. How many trucks did you have to make that 1 million? We actually had 4 trucks, but we actually made it there with three trucks. Gotta run. Thanks. Do you ever get customers who ask if you had insurance when you first started, and how did you deal with them? I never really, not really. I always just made it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen, baby. That is what you got to do. And again, you just got to make it happen. Business is business. And if you can sell, you can do. If you're good at selling, you can be good at making a lot of money. That is something that would definitely do that. How much you set up Google? How much you set up Google Ads per day per click limit a day? How much would you set up Google Ads per day per click limit a day? Depends on what you want to make and how much budget you want to spend. I always try to suggest, at least $30. If you're not really spending $30 a day, you're really not going to get a whole lot. I really like, $50 a day, $100 a day. $100 is a little steep, and I understand that, but if you're running them your own and you're not paying nobody and you're doing good work and you're able to make sure you're getting good clicks, then obviously, if you're not getting good clicks and you're not on it, I set up a AdWord campaign, and the competition has come up, and I've been having to knock them out of there. The one competition is probably a keyword that I would go after if I knew that I would, if I got enough budget. If I don't have enough budget, when I was doing marketing for Pressure Wash Cincinnati, and I had a budget of $4,000 to $6,000 a month, I'd pull every one of them. If I didn't have that, if I'm only paying $50 to $100 a day, then I'm not going to put that much in. I'm going to. And the one dude that I'm running and he's going against a very large, probably not the largest, but one of the largest competitors out there. Power or Pro Power Wash. So I've already hit like 5 of his keywords, and I had to make sure that we wasn't getting Google hitting that stuff. So, that's something that we had to do to make sure that he wasn't hitting those numbers. But Pro Power Wash, I haven't even seen if he's bidding or not, but they got buku loads of money and buku loads of stuff. So that is something that I would per click. Per click is really going to depend on how much people are spending in your neighbor or in your area. Can you go for cheaper clips? Absolutely yes. Are you going to get bad clicks? Probably so. Google is great for doing that crap to you. Google is good. If you're trying to go for the cheap clicks, you will get some of the most stupidest clicks you ever think of. So, with him, right now we're in wintertime and we're about $8 an average right now in the middle of wintertime. And it's even more winter way up there. So this is something that you just kind of gotta, you gotta set a budget and see how it works and go at it. I do not know much about Marquette. I don't know. You are such an inspiration, Jason. We are making money and growing. But honestly, these videos are my ambition food. Thank you so much. Would love to talk to you in person anytime. I would too, Ben. Let me know. I definitely give me a call because I want to know your story. I don't say that a whole lot. Best thing, I can't remember if I got you on Facebook or not. If not, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask. I would love to have you on on a Sunday Night Live if I could. I don't have a lot to invest into a website, but want to get something simple, 1 to 3 pages to start indexing. What's the best way to have that done with something that will actually rank, not Wix, etc.? WordPress site will. A 1 to 3 page site, unless you're in the middle of nowhere, you're probably not getting anywhere with it. I hate to tell you that, but what I would focus on is your Google My Business. Your Google My Business now will get you that right there. And you don't even need a website to do that. You can do that with a 1-page site at that point. But Google My Business is where I would, if you ain't got money, and even if you got money, focus on Google My Business. Google My Business is the King Mac Daddy of getting you business. Now, with that being said, a website, unless you're in the middle of nowhere and you have zero competition that has been trying for you, then you can do that. How much Google ad spend per day to hit $200,000 with an average ticket of $300? $200,000. Let me see here. So you want to do $200,000 in a year. So I'm assuming you don't live in Florida. So you're only getting 10 months out of the year. I think 200,000. I'm not good at math. So let's see, 200,000 divided by 10 equals. So you want to do $20,000 a month. You're probably looking at about $2,000 worth of AdWords. Is what you're probably needing to be at. So $2,000. I think you're at $100 a day. Then that's 5 days a week, and that's not doing it. So $20,000. Divide that by 5 days. Nope, that's not right. 20,000. 20,000 divided by 20 days. That ain't right. So you want to do $20,000 a month. And yeah, you want, that's what I was looking for. $2,000 a month divided by 5 days. You're looking at right at about a $2,000 or $100 a day is what you're looking at to do that. You could probably do a little less than that, but let's see, that would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, you would want to be about $2,000 a day for 5 days a week. I don't ever run on Saturday and Sunday. I may run some days on Saturday if you got a little extra budget, but some of my homeowners are umbrella limited will cover if you are just an individual. I'm still having trouble finding good rates on general liability. That doesn't exclude everything. Home advisor won't leave you alone. Just remember I said on my list here, the phone, they call you 100 times for a reason. That's why you got to call your customers. If you don't call your customers, you can't get them to say no. You know, you can tell them no 100 times and they keep calling you that 101, 201. And that's what you got to do. That's why I say, you know, the phone works. If the phone didn't work, they wouldn't call you. Do the majority of your customers really care how fancy your flyers, business cards are? Nope, they don't. I'm going to be real honest with you. Some of them might, but here's the thing. Like I've said before, even a website. I've seen crappy ass websites do way better than this real pretty website. A website that is real pretty don't always is real good converting. So that is something that a good converting website can be real ugly. I've seen some real ugly, good converting websites, but I've seen some real pretty unconverting websites that don't convert. I design my own flyers on Vistaprint out of their templates. Hey, you got to start somewhere anyway. Tell me about it. I've learned the number from Nashville and ignored it right now. 97 to 98% prospects throw your postcards in the trash. And that is true. You're right, James. 100%. Good night, Jason, and thanks for your service. God bless you and hope 2020 will bring a lot more for you. Good night. I'm getting ready to go to bed too because I got to go up and I'm going to Atlanta and we're driving. It's 6 hours. But I tell Home Advisor you are booked. Please call to make an appointment there. Stop calling you. Jason, I live in South Florida and people don't want to pay. And I understand that because you do have a lot of competition down there because you can work all year long. You just got to find the people that do want to pay. And I know that's not as easy as I say. But again, if you all, for real, want to learn how to do pressure washing and you want to actually do the pressure washing and you want to That ain't what I wanted. You want to know how to do the training and everything like that. Uh, Go to, let me get out of here, pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training. In-person training. I only have a few spots left. Again, I only have a few spots left. I'm only selling 10 spots. And the reason why I'm only selling 10 spots is because the 10 people that come, I want to make sure that you know how to do this by the end of the 2 days. We will wash 2 houses, not one. I have 2 houses up for that. We will wash a roof, we will wash a deck, and we'll do 2 driveways, and we will do 2 houses. So there will be plenty of hands-on. I got enough machines that I will teach you how to soft wash. I will teach you how to pressure wash with a downstream injector pressure washing. I will also show you how to do it with an XJet. I show you how to do it with all of them. I let you clean this house with all 3 methods. That way you will understand how to clean a house all 3 methods. So this is something that I show you how to clean. Soft wash, downstream injector, and also with an XJet. So this way you will know how to clean a house. And this way and I only take 10 because I want everybody to get hands-on experience. I want everybody to clean at least 2 to 3 sides, not one person clean the house and everybody watches. So that is something that you have to do. So you will need to, if you need to get there and sign up, go sign up. It is at the Hilton. I'm trying to get rooms a little bit cheaper. If not, they're only $100 as of right now anyway. So if that's the case, most definitely get signed up. I only have like 2 or 3 spots left open. So make sure you go get signed up. With that being said, you can also, if you don't want to do that, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/training. In there, I have all my training that I teach, and I go way in detail in all my marketing stuff. My pressure washing stuff, I'm actually still adding some better stuff to it, but my marketing stuff is by far the best thing you can do for yourself to make sure you are growing and you will get business. Because anybody can pressure wash, not anybody can get business. People go out of business because why people go out of business isn't because they don't know how to pressure wash. People go out of business because they can't get business. And that is what the goal is to get business. If you can't get business, you go out of business. Period. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Friend request sent. Sure wish we could make it to Atlanta. Unfortunately, way too much commercial activity here for me. Have a good night. Awesome. If I start out with a pressure washer, how do you suggest a roof cleaning until I buy the setup? You can XJet it, but if you're going to pay $200 for an XJet, I would highly suggest you not buy the XJet and save and buy the extra $300 to buy a roof cleaning pump and the system. But you can do everything except roofs with a pressure washer. Everything except roofs with a pressure washer. That's why a lot of times I tell people go that route. I know you can go in cheaper with the soft wash system a lot of time, but the soft wash system can only do so much stuff. See you all in Atlanta. I will be heading that way in the morning. I can't wait to get there. If you are there on Thursday night and want to meet up, I'll probably can make that happen. And we can, meet up. And here's the thing about and this ain't my training, any training. When you get to these trainings, don't just go there and be a hermit. Go there and find the people, learn people, talk to people. That is the best way you can learn. And I know a lot of times I was there and you want to just sit in the corner and watch. Go ask questions. Come up to me and ask questions. I will answer any questions that you have there. I guarantee you, I will answer the questions for you. I want to make sure if you're coming to Atlanta that you get every bit of information that you need. I want you to go home and be like, man, my freaking head hurts because I got information overload. And that is really what I want you to do. So I want you to be able to go there and make this the best thing in your investment. Go ask people. Go talk to them. Go meet other people. Because you know what? When you're learning together, sometimes you can bounce ideas off each other. And, well, I don't want to ask Jason because this is kind of a dumb question. The only dumb question is the dumb question you didn't answer or ask. So go check it out. If you do want to ask me a question, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and there you will get into a large growing questions of Ask Jason that I'm trying to not be so large, and my wife is trying to help me type these things out, but I'm getting a lot of questions. So, and that's fine. I will answer you. It may not be today, but it will be done. I will get back to you. Thank you all. Have a great night. And check out my check out my channel stories at the top on your mobile phone. You'll see my stories, and I will document my ride to Atlanta. I'll document everything in Atlanta, and hopefully we'll see how that works and what that works. If this works out well, I will also do more stories later on. So if people start watching my stories now, I will do more stories. Good night. See you in the morning, Mr. DJ.